Okay. Hello, Kenya. Hello, Africa. And hello to the whole world. This moment, before I say anything, I just want to thank God for His grace has been sufficient. You know, today being alive is just by His grace. Many people have gone, people we didn't know would die, people who had great plans in life for tomorrow have gone. Yesterday they went, today they have gone, tomorrow we don't know what is happening to us. But I just want to thank God. And as we thank God, there is this attack on the world, coronavirus. Some are calling it COVID-19, some coronavirus. Yesterday something happened. I think it is like some kind of a surprise to me. But for those who like reading novels, like my sister and many others, my sister Modesta, she likes reading novels a lot. So to them and many others, it may not be a surprise. Like, for example, those who have ever bumped into this novel called The Eyes of Darkness. That book is written by Dean Koontz. Is it Dean Koontz or Dean Koontz? To my surprise, this book is talking about coronavirus. People are dying, and they have been dying since December last year. And there are some years back, I hear there was a case of corona somewhere here in the world. People are still going to die. So sometimes I just sit down and ask God, why? But anyway, let me go back to yesterday when we were talking with my sister. As usual, my sister and I, we talk every day. So yesterday I called over something different. Then she started talking about this book that she bought long ago. And she never took it serious. Then I asked her, what is the book about? She said it's about coronavirus. And she went ahead to say that the author of the book was so certain that corona would attack in 2020. So when I heard this, I was like, no. Like, serious? You've been having this book for all these years? Then I asked her, and why didn't you pray about it? She said she did not know that it would happen. And I'm very sure that there are so many people in this world who have read this book, the lovers of novels. You bumped into this book, and here in Kenya, they're just selling it at 50 shillings, 100 shillings, 200 on the streets. So when I heard that, I requested her to send me a picture of this book so that I can see it, how it looks like. She sent a photo because I wanted to Google for myself and see if this book exists, and also read what people are saying about it, because you know, when something happens in this world, people read a lot. People go to Google, so many people want to know what is happening. So when I Googled about this book, I found many people talking about it, but many of them, the largest percentage of these people who were talking about it were asking a question. They were asking if the author predicted coronavirus in his novel. According to my own understanding, No, I don't like taking things the way people say. I like sitting down and thinking so hard about what the thing that is happening, whatever is happening, what it could, how it came, and what is its purpose. So I went ahead and asked my sister if she has some pages to send me, because where I had Googled, it was not opening. So she sent me like 2 pages. I have them in my phone here. She sent me some 2 pages here on my phone. I have them. 2 pages. These are not my words. You know, the other day in Kenya, we were told if we talk about corona, we will be arrested, because the spokesman of our country was saying there is nothing like corona in Kenya, and said if we talk about it, we'll be arrested. So these are not my words. This is the book. This is the book, if you can see it. If you can see it, it's showing upside down, but it's fine. Then you can see this is 1 page. This is the book itself. This is 1 page she sent me, and this is another page she sent me. So I'm just going to read what is in these 2 pages. Like this first page she sent me. You know, this author of this book was some kind of, he knew what he was saying. This is not a prediction. You know, prediction is like something like prophecy, but this one was not a prediction. This guy, from my own understanding, I think this author knew everything. The way it would start up to how it will end. And I want to tell you this, what do I call you? People of God. Let me just say people of God. That this guy who wrote this book, if he was not part of those people who created this weapon, because to me coronavirus is a weapon that was made by the Chinese. So there are few people who sat somewhere in a boardroom and just decided, let us make a weapon, because Chinese, or let me say China, they want to take the whole world, I think, for themselves. I don't know which country is this that China wanted to take. I don't know. But I want to believe that there's a country that China wanted to take, and they did not want to spend a lot of money. They knew going to that country to fight would cost them a lot of money and even their own lives. So they sat somewhere and decided to make a weapon. That weapon is this coronavirus. And this coronavirus, they knew when they make it and take it to that country, it would kill people very fast. Then that country is swept. Then that country remains empty. Then they can go. Like Israelites used to do. But anyway. I don't know what they liked or what they wanted to get from this country. That they wanted to sweep away everyone, then take that country for themselves. But they forgot that this country has people who are coming out of the country, going to other countries, and there are other countries that are coming from their countries going to this country. So they forgot that, and they thought they will only get one country. That is so impossible with this country where people are going every day, traveling in and out of their countries. So I wanted to read the page. So this author said, and I quote, I am not interested in the philosophy or morality of biological warfare. Tina said, right now, I just want to know how the hell Danny wound up in this place. To understand that, Dombey said, you have to go back 20 months. It was around then that a Chinese scientist named Li Shen defected to the United States carrying a diskette record of China's most important and dangerous new biological weapon in a decade. They called the stuff Wuhan 400 because it was developed at their rDNA labs outside of the city of Wuhan. And it was the 400th viable strain of man-made microorganisms created at that research center. Wuhan 400 is a perfect weapon. Wuhan 400 is a perfect weapon. It afflicts only human beings. No other living creature can carry it. Unlike syphilis, Wuhan 400 can't survive outside a living human body for longer than a minute, which means it can't permanently contaminate objects or entire places the way anthrax and other virulent microorganisms can. And when the host expires, the Wuhan 400 within him perishes a short while later. As soon as the temperature of the corpse drops below 86 degrees Fahrenheit, do you see the advantage of all this? Tina was too busy with Danny to think about what Carl Dombey had said. But Elliot knew what the scientist meant. If I understand you, the Chinese would use Wuhan 400 to wipe out a city or a country, and then there wouldn't be any need for them to conduct a tricky and expensive decontamination before they moved in and took over the conquered territory. So from this page, you see, Chinese wanted to take over a certain territory. And to me, you know, I like thinking outside the box. To me, this is America. Chinese wanted to take America. Some people say they wanted to take Korea. I don't know. So, this book was written in 1981. That's when this book was written. So this Wuhan 400 weapon was made 40 years ago in Wuhan itself. That is where they made this weapon. For Wuhan 400. That is the name of the weapon. I don't know where people got the name Corona or COVID-19, but those people that made this weapon, they knew they were making a weapon called Wuhan 400. That is it. That's the story. Then I have another page. And that page says, a bacterial infection resembling the flesh-eating disease of several years ago will arrive in 2010. And someone told me that there was a sickness in the past. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't hear of it. Think I was still very young. So it could be the same thing. Transmitted to humans by almost microscopic mites and detectably imported on exotic birds. Non-medications and antibiotics will be completely ineffective against this fungus-like, extremely contagious disease, and its victims will be quarantined. Or is it quarantined? Some people say quarantined, some say quarantined. Depends with the English teacher you had in primary school. So, until it is discovered that the bacteria can be destroyed through some combination of electrical currents and extreme heat. So we are here, the whole world, struggling with corona, leaving our people dying. Yet there is these people who created this virus. They already wrote that the virus will come. And they said non-medications and antibiotics will be completely ineffective against this fungus-like extremely contagious disease. So there is no medicine. Those who are telling us that they have found vaccines or what, it's a lie. Those who made it are saying that. And the author said, was very certain and said, in around 2020, I don't know if you can see it, in around 2020. In around 2020, a severe pneumonia-like illness will spread throughout the globe, attacking the lungs and the bronchial tubes and resisting all known treatments. Almost more baffling than the illness itself will be the fact that it will suddenly vanish as quickly as it arrived. And then it will attack again in 10 years. So this thing, 400, I don't want to call it corona anymore because the owner of this weapon called it 400. So I want to call it 400. So this 400 has no medication. And it will suddenly vanish as quickly as it arrived on its own. No one, and I say no one, can get a vaccine or a medication or whatever to cure 400. It will vanish on itself. Then it will again attack 10 years later and then disappear completely. That is what that guy said. So I don't know if he said the truth or if he did not say the truth, but this book was first published in 1981, and these are the words that were written here. So it was talking about quarantined. So the victims will be quarantined until it's discovered that the bacteria can be destroyed through some combination of electrical current and extreme heat. That is the only way we can fight this thing you people call corona or COVID-19. This thing, this guy is called 400. That is the only way it can be fought. That's the only way it can be destroyed. How did these people know that people will be quarantined or quarantined? You know, the first case of this 400 was in December 2019, the one we are aware of. So if those people were quarantined immediately, this thing would not have gone far. It would have been dealt with already long ago. But now, people took it just lightly. They didn't take it serious. Now people are dying. Everyone is dying. Everyone is afraid. People are living in fear. People can't go out. Like me, I went and did my shopping 3 days ago because I don't want to go outside. The garbage people were here just a few minutes ago. I put my garbage next to the gate so that they can pick. We have gone to all the chemists around looking for sanitizers. You cannot find sanitizers. I was lucky to get one person we go with to church who has a chemist, and I told him, keep for me one. He did, so I have one. I don't know if it can help. So these people who are telling us that malls, you can go to malls, they will be having sanitizers, that can only work for people who have private vehicles. Because you have a private car, you will go to a mall, you find sanitizers, you go to a shop or a mall or a market, come out, get back to your car. What about those who are using public? Like here in Nairobi, in Kenya, all those people that are traveling, I saw them the other day. They don't have masks. Those matatus, those public vehicles, I saw them. They don't have sanitizers. There is no way we can say that having sanitizers in malls will help. This thing would have only been stopped when China noticed or knew that they had some cases, the first cases of Wuhan 400. And it is a shame that we have had this book for all these years, 40 years. 40, all 40, 10, 20, 30, 40 years. We've had this book with us. If it is a lie, as our government says that we cannot talk about it, if it is a lie, how did they know that it will happen in Wuhan? So this book has, it is explaining how this Wuhan 400 was made, and the reason why it was made. It was very clear what they wanted to do with it, and it also has a solution how to destroy this Wuhan 400. So it's upon you. Me, I have no powers. I have no powers. The only powers I have is going to buy Panadol for myself if I'm feeling like I have an headache. I have no power. So if this video reaches China, if this video reaches America, if this video reaches Spain, if this video reaches all those superpower countries, I want to urge you to read that book, page 271. You will get a solution to this. Stop saying that you have a vaccine. Stop saying that you are trying, you are doing quarantine, you're doing what. Please, may God help you. I know even with all your powers, you may try, and it's like now it is not working. But with God, let's all pray. All the Christians who are doing according to the commandments of God, the Christians who fear God. I'm not talking about all Christians, because nowadays Christians just go to church because it's like nowadays it's like society is like a circle for them, so that they will be buried by the church. But I mean those Christians, those serious Christians that know the meaning of church, they know the meaning of prayer, they know the meaning of God, Jesus Christ, salvation, they know the meaning of salvation. Let us join our hands together and pray. We, as those people, think of getting this solution. If this, what is written here, can help, may God help them. May God help them. Because we can only read here, but we don't know where those scientists are who can crack the code and get the solution for this. So only God in heaven can help. I hear people misusing the name of God. You know, God does not like people using his name in vain. There are people who are telling us that this is a judgment from God. Who told you this is a judgment from God? It is not. This is a weapon, a man-made weapon. A man sat down and made this to kill his fellow man. So it is not a judgment from God. It is just an evil man who sat somewhere and wanted to kill other men. So I'm sorry to say this. China made this and it has hit them very hard. It started with them. It did not even get out of Wuhan because they wanted to make it from Wuhan, carry it, take it somewhere else. But they could not. It struck them the hardest. May God have mercy on those who made it, and may God help open the minds of those who are really thinking of how to stop this, that they can get a solution for this. And fellow children of God, wherever you are watching this from, may God see you through. May God touch you. May God protect you. May God surround you with his hedge of protection, that Wuhan 400 will not find you. Corona, COVID-19 will not find you. You'll stay safe. I know, I believe. We will stay safe. God cannot leave us nor forsake us. Because I believe this book, that Mr. Dean, the author of this book, wanted to mix this truth with a story or inside the story. So that if it ever comes to pass that with this Wuhan 400 comes out and finishes people, that no one can pin him down, because to him it is just a story. It's just like other novels. But anyway, we thank God for us who are still alive. May God help us. And thank you, my sister, for sharing with me this book. I was so tired. I knew I could not share it on time. I shared with few of my friends and told them to share and share and share and share so that it reaches so many people, because I knew I was going to be a little bit busy just in the house cleaning my things. Anyway, God bless you. God bless you. May we come out of this alive in Jesus' name. You are blessed.